Hello, welcome back to an exciting episode of Check with Tech, your guide to all things tech. I'm your host Yaseen Azzam, and let's get started, shall we? First things first, Google's Pixelbook Go, which was released 3 months ago, is finally available in not pink. But it's sarcastic, so it actually is pink. But you have to pay more for that not pink look. How much are we talking? Well, $849 if you want the Google Pixelbook Go not pink edition. But that's just for the Core i5 model. It doesn't even come in the base Core M3 system. So yeah, if you want to get a good color, you have to sacrifice a few key features of the Pixelbook Go, but it's not what Google is trying to do with this laptop. Primarily, this laptop is for people who want to get into Chrome OS. Okay, since most of you are probably using Windows 10 right now, especially after the death of Windows 7, you hopefully know that Microsoft has added a long time ago an app that helps you link your phone to the PC, and it's called Your Phone. The app itself is called Your Phone. So hopefully there may be an update that can help support cross-device copy and paste. Meaning, if you copy some text on your PC, hopefully you can paste it on your phone. That is incredible. I mean, I don't know if you do such thing, but I do all of my work in all of my devices, and I switch between them very frequently. So sometimes I need to copy something from my PC and into my phone, but that's almost impossible. But now it's almost not, but we're not really sure about it. We have no confirmation and no release dates for this option, but we're still keeping our hopes up, and it's actually very possible that it might exist someday, and I hope that's soon. Okay, a bit of background information you need before we talk about this topic. Around 2 months ago, right when I first started this podcast, there have been multiple rumors and news about the fact that the iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max are constantly checking your GPS location, even when you toggle it off. But Apple responded with the fact that because the phones use an ultra-wideband chip that still isn't approved everywhere in the world, they need to perform regular checks on the location, so a whole bunch of problems. But they did promise that one day they will be an option to turn that permanently off. So in iOS 13.3.1 Beta 2, YouTuber Braden Butch found that there is actually a new toggle to disable the ultra-wideband chip, and it's called networking and wireless. You turn that off and you will have a pop-up saying that turning off location for networking and wireless may affect Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and ultra-wideband performance. So yes, right now on iOS 13.3.1 Beta 2, you can toggle off GPS location tracking permanently. So after the Huawei US ban, basically what happened in a nutshell is that Huawei can still use Android on their phones, but they can't have any access to Google services. That includes YouTube, Google Maps, Gmail, and everything in between. So obviously Google Maps is very useful to the world, because imagine if you're going to someplace new and you don't know where exactly it is. So of course you'd end up lost. So that's why most people tend to use Google Maps, because it's one of the most accurate and it's just much more convenient than most of the other GPS maps. So Huawei had to make a compromise, so that's why it has reached a deal with is the Dutch location technology provider Tomtom, which will allow it to use the company's maps, traffic information, and navigation software to develop its own mobile apps. So in a nutshell, Huawei won't use Google Maps because of the US ban. It will use TomTom and their expertise on mapping and traffic information. Okay, so Google is entering obviously another era of experimentation, especially with digital well-being. So last October, Google has released 5 experimental apps to deal with that, but now they released 3 new ones. One of them requires sealing your phone into an envelope. What am I talking about? Well, it's called simply Envelope, and the idea of it is to use your phone but in a more constricted sort of way. But before continuing, it's only available on the Pixel 3a. So if you don't have it, you can't download Envelope. I'm sorry, you won't have the chance to put your phone in an envelope and use it as a regular old phone. I'm sorry, you can't do that. But if you do have a Pixel 3a, you can print a PDF, which then comes with instructions to fold properly into an envelope, put your phone inside it, and bada bing, bada boom, you have an old-fashioned, not so smart phone. You can make calls, you can take photos and videos, but you can't see them until at the end of the day, where you rip that thing open, take out your phone, and you end your streak. Now, the next one is called Activity Bubbles, which is, from the name, a little bit interesting, but this is what happens. Okay, Activity Bubbles is basically an app and maybe a dynamic wallpaper, if you count it as that, where every time you unlock your phone, it adds a little bubble inside your home screen. So the more you unlock your phone, the bigger the bubbles and the more they will come. So the idea of that is to not fill the phone with bubbles. And the last one is called Screen Stopwatch. The idea of it is that every time you unlock the phone, it starts a stopwatch directly into your home screen, so you know exactly how long you stay on your phone, even if you open an app, and every time you lock it, it stops. So these are the 3 apps, and all of them are creative. I especially liked the Envelope because it's very weird, but I can see where Google wanted to go with this, but I mean, those were fun. Those were fun to talk about, to be honest. Surprisingly, EA, or Electronic Arts as you may call it, posted a note recently that says Tetris 2011 and Tetris Blitz, which are both available in the Google Play and the App Store, will be removed from shelves or retired as of April 21 of this year. There is no confirmed reason for this choice, but logically it has to go down for license. I mean, EA didn't make the original Tetris, so they had to use a license to make both of those games, but a developer called Network said that the original version of Tetris is now available for free, both on the App Store and the Google Play Store, so the void would be around half filled. And this wraps up everything that happened this week in tech. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Please listen to the other episodes available on almost every podcast app, and don't be afraid to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. As always, this is Yaseen Azzam signing out. See you next weekend.